G'day guys, Shane here. Tonight I'm doing something I haven't done before. I'm going to try and capture the galactic core, the Milky Way, with this DJI Action 3. I wonder if it'll do it. Let's find out. To be honest, I don't even know if this thing has manual controls. This might be a wasted video. So look, I've got it here for another camera for the channel, and I thought, why the hell not? Let's give it a crack. I've done it with a GoPro before. I'll link it up the top, and it worked really well. I know this has got a photo mode, but I'm not sure how manual we can go. In my head, I'm thinking we're going to be shooting for a longer period of time, like 20 to 30 seconds. So we're going to need to put it on a tripod. So I've jerry-rigged up a Arca Swiss base plate onto the Osmo, or Action, what's it bloody called? Action 3? Is this an Osmo Action 3? I don't know. Anyway, I've hooked that up to the Arca Swiss base plate. That'll go onto the tripod here. And I should check this shit before I do it in the dark. Oh, there we go, I had it on the wrong way. So we'll mount that into here. It should, yeah, that's gonna work. Let's have a look at the settings on this. Down, is it? No, right. Photo, video, HDR, and we want photo. We'll go into photo. Now the settings are on this side over here. It's on auto. For field of view, we'll leave it as wide. Yeah, we'll leave it as wide. And exposure, okay, we do have some manual controls here. I'm guessing that's what the M is. It is. So I'll swipe up on this side. Oh, I think we're gonna be unlucky. I reckon that says 30, I reckon that's 30 seconds. We're gonna try 30 seconds, and this is the ISO. Wow, 1280. Wow, this is actually, that's super high. That's gonna be noisy as all buggery, but we're gonna try that. So let's compose this thing. I don't think composing this is gonna be that big a deal because it's got such a wide field of view. Now, using photo pills, I've done lots of tutorials about that. I can see where the galactic core is. It's almost straight up over here. So I'll leave it horizontal for now, like landscape mode, and I'll just angle it up a little bit. Because the field of view is so wide, I think it's going to be okay. I'll turn this light off, I'll take a photo, and we'll see what we get. All right, that's done. We'll have a look. Oh, that's so much better than I thought it was going to be. Have a look at this, hold on a second, I'll just take it off the tripod here. Bloody hell, that's really impressive. Can you see that? What I'll do, you can see the galactic core and everything in that. You didn't need to compose it too much. That's really impressive. What I'll do, I'm not sure about the noise on this. It's a small sensor and I've got that noise punched as high as it can possibly go. So I'm going to, I'll just throw it back on the tripod here. And I know that composition is going to be pretty good. You're going to have to use a tripod for this, guys. You can't do it handheld. It just takes too long. It's just not going to work that way. What I might do is I'll bring it up a little bit and maybe to the right just a little bit to recompose it. I'll take another one with the same exact settings that I did just then, and then I'll bring the ISO down a little bit and then bring it down a little bit more. Because we can't really see it on the screen here, it's pretty bloody small. So we'll take a few more shots with different settings, then I'll bring it onto the computer on a bigger screen and we can see exactly what it can do. And then we'll work out the sweet spot for the sort of night skies that we have here. So I'll take a few more shots and then we'll head back into the computer and we'll see how good it is. Back in a sec. Well, it's certainly warmer in here. I've put these photos onto the computer. I'm using Adobe Lightroom. Here they are right here. If I look here at the very first one on the left-hand side, this was taken before I recomposed the shot a little bit. And you may remember earlier in the video I said it doesn't matter too much about the composition because it's such a wide field of view. This camera was crooked, it wasn't level, and it still captured a bit of the galactic core. I'm writing that video, or writing that photo off, it's no point having that one there. Go to the next one, this one here, if I just look at the settings real quick, this is 12,800 ISO, 30-second long exposure. There's the obvious fisheye effect from the Action camera. If I look closely at the stars, there's a little bit of light trailing going on there. Overall, this is not a camera that you're going to do this as a reason for buying that camera is to do this. You're just not going to do that. This video is more about if you've got one of these, this is how you can do it. So there's definitely phones out there that can do this better than what this can. Looking at this right now, this is not the best one. Go to the next one, and 12800 again. Oh, actually, the first one there wasn't too good at all. This is the same setting as the first one. If we go to number 4, I think this is where I started changing some settings. This one here, I think, is probably the best one, the pick of the bunch, if you like. This is at ISO 6400 and still at 30 seconds. I think when we're shooting with a camera that's this small and the sensor is this small, it's a little bit of a trade-off between having some light trails there and getting a super sharp image that's going to be so much darker because that sensor is so small. We need to adjust our expectations, I think. We can get it better. We can take multiple photos and stack them in sequitur and stuff. But realistically, if you're out there in the bush with this sort of a camera, you're probably not going to sit there going, I'm also a star stacking sort of photographer. You're probably not that sort of person. We'll find the best one here. I think this is the best one, and we'll edit one of them. This one here's 3200 ISO, a lot darker. We start getting now 1600 ISO, it's way too dark. This one here is at 25 seconds. Still got some light trails here, so star trails I should say. So if we're going to try and eliminate the star trails, we're going to probably want to go down to 20 seconds. It's going to be too dark, so it's a trade-off, like I say. Let's go back to number 4, which I think was the best one, and we'll edit this. First thing with Action camera sort of photos like this, I want to get rid of that fisheye effect. And the way that I would generally do this with Lightroom is by down the side here, you've got enable profile correction. And if I go to DJI, it's actually not there. So we're going to play a bit of trickery here. So what else as far as Action cameras go? Let's go with GoPro. Hero 4, it's already gotten it's already straight. We'll go to the latest one, the black. That's a little bit better. Right along the edges there, you can see it's spitting out and the stars are pushing out even longer. There's nothing we can do about that. We can sit here in Photoshop and spend ages on it, but realistically, it's an Action camera photo. We're not doing that. We'll go up the top here. We'll get rid of that chromatic aberration. I don't think there's none there anyway. So the last thing I'm going to do with this is hit auto, because it's just going to ruin the photo. I'll show you what I mean. It just blew it all out. No good at all. So we'll undo that and we'll put that profile back on. I hit the wrong button then. That'll do. And we're going to start adjusting some things here. We're going to increase the contrast, decrease or increase the blacks here. We'll increase the blacks. You can see here there's a bit of haze going on in the center, so it must meter the photo very similar to what a phone does, especially the iPhone. So I'll go down to here where the dehazing is and bring that up. I want to bring that core out a bit more. So what I'll do, I'll go up to the masking tools and I'm going to add a radial gradient, and I'll put that around the core. It's not quite the same size. I'll bring that in a little bit. It's getting pretty close. And all I'm going to do here is add some clarity, and that'll bring it out a little bit. And I'll add a little bit of dehazing as well. That's about all. That's all I want to do with that. Hit done, and really that's about it. I might try that white balance, bring it a little bit bluer. With the white balance on these sorts of photos, here in Australia, these sorts of photos are taken in the winter generally. So I like to add them a little bit, I like to make the photos a little bit cooler. I'll try and get rid of this artifacting that's here. I'll zoom right in there. You can see this is artifacted pretty heavily like an iPhone. So I'll go down to the denoising. Lost it. Where'd you go? There you are. And I'll add some noise reduction. That's a good spot right there. That there is probably the best photo we're going to get out of this particular camera. So if you've got one of these, this is how you do it. Don't start spamming the comments with this is a shit camera for doing this. That's not what this video is about. This video is about if you've got one of these, this is how you would do it. Anyway guys, that's it for today. I'll catch you later.